Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Proud Bavarian and this is the last episode of California Dreamin'. We made it very far, you know, it was very easy honestly to do this. What are we in, like maybe 70 years roughly, maybe 60? I think it starts in 26, 66, 58 years, there you go. Yeah, alright, well, you know what, we were pretty quick about re-establishing the empire here, and I'll be honest with you, I personally think this time-lapse is not gonna be that long either. Because what else interesting might happen here? You know, you have this big blob. If he lost all of this, I would be very surprised. And now that you have a very stable reign over there, I don't think anything's going to change. We started out, of course, as Emperor Elton I. He was a pretty good emperor, you know, kept it together. All of his children, for some reason, passed away fairly quickly. And then Emperor Turpin took over. He was known as the Cruel. I don't think he ruled for that long now, did he? Yeah, 3 years. And then for the rest of that, Jesus. Pretty much, since he was a kid, that's right, he took over. Elton V, the Winged Tiger. And he is known as the man that united it all, that got it all back together. Now, you know, there are some of you that were like, hey, conquer the rest of the West Coast. But the thing about those kind of challenges is that it's not really a challenge. We're so incredibly powerful at this point, it was just too easy. I will also tell you, and I'm going to tell you this very early on so that everybody listens to this. I am not certain. Ooh, what are you? Interesting. Good job. How did he do that? That's a really good... Oh wait, he always was in possession of this? Oh, it's just a horse lord. Oh, see, I didn't notice that. The horse lords actually took over down there. But what I want to say very early on is here, I'm not certain that the next series will be in After the End. We are definitely, if I chose, you know, that it wasn't going to be the next series. Ah, there you go. He's conquering the Channel Islands currently. What even is the Channel Islands? Questions that I'm not certain of. Are you the Channel Islands? No. Oh, you must have been the Channel Islands then. Yeah, there you go. So he did, was one of you, a commenter, kept asking for this, and you're of course right, I should have taken the Channel Islands, but, you know, it's not that difficult, yeah. I'm just kind of, I guess, not really burned out. It's more, I have seen so much After the End in recent history that I feel like maybe checking out a different mod, you know, maybe going to the Elder Kings again. Not quite certain about it, I'll be honest with you, but in the Elder Kings we would also do so. Okay, let me actually use this time-lapse to explain some things. As you may have noticed, the quality of roleplay in the hike playthrough is considerably higher than in any other playthrough that I have ever done before. And I really enjoy that. It is the most fun playthrough that I have done so far, because even after, what, like 14 episodes or what are we in now? Even then it is still fun. I think 15 episodes. Even then it is still fun. We're still not the strongest force. We are, you know, amongst the strongest forces there, but we are not the strongest force in existence. And that makes it so much damn fun. I also have, you know, coded in the society. I've done several events, bloodlines and so on and so forth. I've done some stuff when it comes to the AI so that they, you know, would do some good stuff in the rest of Europe. Let's just phrase it like that. And I'm not sure that that actually succeeded. But what I want to tell you is, it costs a lot of time. And I don't think that I will be able, you know, since this, I earn nothing with this. This is entirely free. It's a hobby and I enjoy the hobby thoroughly. So let's not, you know, turn this around into me saying, oh, it's a hobby and it's just too much work. No. I wouldn't be doing this if it was, you know, if it was something that I considered to be work. It's so much fun. Oh, and he passed away. Oh, he's in prison. In Baja's prison. Well, alright, you know, you're not gonna have a good time, Celestial Emperor Tevis. And that is why we will probably, on the channel, only have one of those very work-intensive series at a time, simply because I don't have much, you know, time when it comes to coding everything in and so on. But the Elder King series, if I were to do one, which I'm not certain about yet, or maybe a different mod, maybe vanilla, you know, those will also be role-playing how you were used to it before the Hike series. So there will be more in-depth role-playing than we did in this entire series, for example. But I don't think that I can, you know, bring up the time and do it as thoroughly as I've done it in the Hike series, which, you know, honestly, the Hike series, greatest thing that I've ever done as on a creative level, you know, and I mean, like, you know, in my life. I'm not a very creative person in general, so this is definitely a change of pace right there. But all that aside, this playthrough was a lot of fun. You can see California is unstoppable. The Atomicists actually got together over here. He just conquered all this. Blood of Yakima the Great. His exploits mimic those of George Washington himself. He has done it. They have conquered all of Jacinto. Not that that is really like a proper opponent, but even then. Yeah, and he's still in prison. I don't know if he's ever gonna come out. He's losing money left and right. How's he losing money to begin with? He's the Emperor. He gets so much. Oh, it's expenses. Wait a minute. Retinues? It can't be the retinues, right? Maybe it is. Ooh, and maybe the Yudko dynasty will be over here in a second. It's all women, and they've all given birth, because they were married away, to children that are not of our dynasty. The Yudkao dynasty, Yudkov, I'm not certain, but, you know, they might be at their wits' end here. Look at them, they're all, yeah, all deceased. I mean, you got some here that are still children, but they can't inherit. Not in California, it's a Gnatic primogenitor after all. But even then, I mean, California has risen up. Somebody pointed out, oh, just wait until the... What is this? Californian Shuyi Kigang revolt. Just wait until the Russians arrive. I will be quite honest with you here. In this mod, I've seen the Russians and the Japanese arrive over and over again, because if they fail once, they just come back. But I have seen the AI in all cases throw them out. Be it down here in Mexico, be it up here in California. I have never seen them succeed, so... You know, I don't think they are that much of a threat, really. They're a bit underpowered. The Red Coat invasion is what, you know, rivals the Seljuks, for example. But, since they land in New England, they get entirely useless land. There's nothing there where you go like, wow, that's really of value. You just conquered something that will make you much more powerful. Ooh, what is this? Silian bloodline. The Sully dynasty is unique among similar pre-event families in that its rule over the native land of Moskitsia was completely uninterrupted. Interesting. Sully family, huh? Yeah, that's a long line. I hate when the game interrupts me because the year's over. That's a really, really long line. King Charles, King Nelson, King Newman of Moskitsia. I love that they don't even have an image for him because he's so, like, you know, just a legend. Sometime, either during or after the apocalypse, the Church of the Falling Star believes a star fell from the heavens and onto Earth. The star was a fallen angel who had sacrificed themselves to save mankind from God's wrath, explaining humanity's survival. Practitioners of the falling star faith are generally viewed with suspicion by those with more traditional Christian beliefs, as the concept of fallen angels is generally thought of as evil and associated with Satan. However, the falling star faithful insist the angel has little in common with the fallen angel Lucifer, and that the angel's compassion reawakened God's mercy in a moment of anger. Thus, members of the fallen star still fall under the Christian banner, albeit with a theology that features great devotion to their fallen star. Interesting. And look at the poor Mormons. The poor... Oh, they're not even Mormon. You know, before I played this mod, I will tell you, I never even... Wow, that's peacefully usurped. I never even knew that the Mormons focus so much on the bee, you know, symbolism. I guess it's like, hey, you're busy like a worker bee, buddy. Something like that, anyway. Are you still in prison? He is still in prison. Unbelievable what has been done to Celestial Emperor Tevis, the ferocious giant. Yeah, I don't know, you know, he's malnourished and everything. Wait a minute. Okay, for a second I was like, is the regent also the person that imprisoned him? But no, different people. How's the faith doing? 68, yeah, he can't write anything, can he? Jacinto's losing some ground, Mexico regaining said ground, and what the hell? Oh, the atomicists! How did you get this? He's a kid. How did he get this? Are you... No, that's Jacinto. Straight up, how did he conquer this? But the Holy Colombian Confederacy is done for. I mean, they are utterly annihilated over there. Chicago land still under Rostman and Rust cultist leadership. Up there, some evangelicals. Let's take a look. Cetic faith, of course, very, very strong. The evangelicals, not so much. They are being torn apart. With the Holy Roman Empire, or you know, what is the Holy Roman Empire in this game falling, that's of course a bit disappointing. Nothing too interesting going on over there. A lot of tribal land here under bureaucratic control. He's still in prison. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna... He can't have another child. You know, unless she cheated on him. Which I doubt that she did. Well, alright. California will fall into disarray once more. I wonder what happens if you are an emperor. Oh, there you go. The Japanese have arrived over here in the Panama Canal. Now, that is, of course, land worth taking. And I'm not being sarcastic here. That is actually worth taking right there. Hudsonian Empire. They actually did it. You know, you don't see that too often. That they form a custom empire like this one. Ah, they immediately lost at House Allen and House Galana. Well, that's kind of cool. The Atzonians are making their, you know, pitch for rule over there in the northeast. But other than that, I will admit, not much happening here. I mean, you know, let's watch a... Oh, God, in a drowning. Honestly, I will say it. You know, nobody dares say this because it's like a feature. Hey, and Paradox introduced it. But by God, people drowning in floods is the most annoying thing I've ever seen. And look at you, the new Emperor, huh? I guess nobody minds. Nobody minds that Celestial Emperor Percy is now in the position that he is in. It is still primogenitor and he has no children. And everybody, look at this, drowning accident. Every single one of them. What a stupid event. Very, very, you know, I can't decide because I've never played in East Africa where apparently these events are from. I can't decide whether that is stupid because... Are you... Yeah, what? What happened to Mexico? Are you Mexico? I just know you aren't. Wait, what did happen to Mexico? He inherited it and then he just destroyed it, I guess. Nice. I like this flag. Good flag. Bavaria sympathizer. Santa Muerte, Gardener. I think the next playthrough that I will do in this mod will somewhere be over here. I think there's way too little time spent down there in the south, down, you know, with the Mexicans, with the Mayans. There's some Neo-Mayan cults down there. Are you Neo-Mayan? Can you reform this? Adherents of the ancient practice of astrology. Can you reform any of the faiths that you can find over here? Zappo, nope. Mictlantec. To declare themselves incarnates. Dude, that is really cool. You can sacrifice prisoners to their gods either individually or in a major ceremony. Yo, I feel like Mictlantec is what you want to play here in this region. I mean, this is cool and all, but, you know, it's kind of limited. What are you going to do about it? You got some ritual rites, funeral rites. I mean, you got some ritualized combat. You know what? I honestly think that that is, like, straight up maybe the best religion in this entire mod. What is Sol Invicta? Nothing. Look at the features. There's barely anything there. Very disappointing. Wahumcha. No, very boring. Alright. Gracia Divina. Nothing. Who creates all these really boring dead religions that have no features? Stop it. But I think, yeah, we're definitely gonna, you know what, if we return to After the End, maybe in the next playthrough or the playthrough after the upcoming one, I think we're gonna play Mictlantec. Mictlantec is a revival of old Aztec traditions for the new age of the dead sun. The previous cycle ended in apocalypse with the near destruction of the sun god Huitzilopochtli, probably mispronounced, Huitzilopochtli, in his struggle against the darkness. Death god Mictlantecuhtli, oh my god, Mictlantecuhtli, was largely responsible for saving humanity and is now considered the sun god. Damn, the evil god became the good god. Very, very nice. I like it. I think we're going to take a look at that in, you know, the next After the End playthrough. There were plenty of good suggestions. Don't let me, you know, don't take this as me ignoring your suggestions. I saw all of them. I read all of the comments. Reminder. I read every single one of them. I will come back to the Norse. I think I will also come back to Catholicism. There is an interesting pitch to play a priest, and there are mods that allow you to do that. So maybe we want to do this and look at California. Yeah, they don't need... You know, if the AI keeps the empire as stable... And I know, I mean, our dynasty died out, right? But if the AI is able to keep it this stable here, then, I mean... I wouldn't have a problem with this at all. Oh, and he's dead. Who's the next emperor here? Celestial Emperor Thomas of House Steely. Wait a minute, I remember House Steely for some reason. SoCal. Oh! Wait a minute, what? No, that was just his liege. Okay, no, I get it. Emperor Thomas, where's his seat, I wonder? He's the king of Arixo. And SoCal. Channel Island, Sacramento. So he does hold Sacramento. Where did he put the capital? Yeah, in Sacramento. Perfect. That is what you want to see. What kind of societies do they have in this mod anyway? The Illuminati. Right. Blah, blah, blah. The Adeptus. The Captive Sparks. Interesting. Some interesting stuff there. But honestly, not too much going on here. I mean, this is interesting, but not really, because they rebelled successfully, or it's not even a rebellion. Dixieland just showed up and was like, I'm an atomicist, brother. And that was pretty much that. Jacinto actually keeping it together. Very proud of them there. You know, they never really do those conquerors. A lot of prepared invasions going on. Plenty of those, for sure. Oh, and he's already dead. How did he die? Suspicious circumstances. Who could have known? And now Emperor Jake. Moral authority very high. Everybody's like, yeah, Emperor's dead. Long live the Emperor, bro. As they do. And look at them. You know, I was also thinking, so I want to play as that death cult because that sounds interesting, like a good roleplay opportunity because you start very small and you are a minority religion everywhere. But then you have the Japanese and the Russians, and I already read that in one of the developer diaries for the next version of this mod, they already said, hey, we are going to enable you to play those. So like there will be a specific option to do that, and I'm very excited for that. That sounds super cool. Coming in as a true foreign invader, you know, essentially living through what it means to colonize these lands in EU4, but instead you are Japanese or Russian. I would love to do that. And I think, to be honest, yeah, I really like that there are merchant republics too. Because with this, I would be able to, right, properly go on and actually have a merchant republic playthrough. And a really cool one at that, because it's a colonization one. So I think that is a really cool idea. And whenever after the end updates for that, I will absolutely be there. No doubt about it. And I mean, look at California. Despite all the instability in kill Barry Laughlin. Who even is that? A brother. No, it's not. Wait, who are you? Just the dude. Father was some random man. Amazing. You're not even rivals. Well, I don't know. But all I do know is there's some really cool stuff coming for this mod. So definitely stay on watch for that. And we're 105 years in. Just look at the world. Damn, we passed a lot of years here. This mod runs very, very smoothly, even, you know, 100 years in. Attacking, blah blah, de jure holding over Puerto Vallarta. Oh, that's de jure, huh? Well, I'm not so certain about that, but that's okay. I guess it's just like a barony. Has to be. Defending New York. Defending and defending. Yeah, the Edsonian Empire not doing so hot, I will tell you. Oh, and he's Hamiltonian. But yeah, the Californian Empire just as stable as I had assumed. And as I mentioned earlier, we are going to jump in with the roleplay series, be that in Elder Kings or be it here in the good old After the End. I'm not quite set on that yet, but I am set on wanting to do something that is more roleplay focused, although it can't get the same attention as the Hike playthrough, or whatever comes after the Hike playthrough. So the latest slot, right? It's the 10 PM CEST slot. That one will get the most attention with active modding from my side. Ooh, what? Why did he do that? Why did he do that, though? You should really create an empire. Denied the atom. This character was denied the blessing of the atom by their parents. Wow. How dare they? And Dixieland is dying. Who are you rebelling against? Oh no, who is rebelling against you, rather? Also an atomicist, alright, then nothing changes. And he's a genius, my man. Blessing of the atom, a genius, and then you have this fool over here. Didn't even get the blessing of the atom. But he is a peacemaker. Ah. It's really cool. Combat in the desert. Celestial Emperor Jake. Now that is an emperor name that you don't really ever think about, right? Emperor Jake. It's always like Emperor William. Emperor, I don't even know. Who else? Nikolai. Emperor Edward. And then you have Jake. Yeah, my name is Jake, boys. That's a pretty good thing, you know? If we had a feudal society today, I wonder whether we would actually, you know, tend to have the same names that we have today, or if we would stick to, like, very older names, you know? Chilango Empire is doing fine. I guess they just destroyed Mexico once they were an empire. Mexico is tiny, to be entirely fair, which is cool. But it's not the Empire of Mexico that they founded, it is merely... Yeah, I think he just got rid of it. Like, as soon as he declared himself emperor. Makes a lot of sense. Good dynasty. Just to reiterate there. Very good dynasty. And the Chilango Empire is rising. Nice flag. Anyway, I will end it here because, you know, we have passed, what, 114 years? You see this won't fall. The atomicists have their nice little stuff going over there and over here. Not really. Oh no, they are converting quite a bit. I think this is honestly like ascetic and then atomicist world. It's like the big divide. Everything else is very unstable. The Hudsonians are unstable, the Americans are unstable, the Americanists, and then the evangelicals are hurt. Down here in Mexico, you slowly but surely have a central force under the Sagrado Corazon, so the cult of saints forming. Brazil, not really doing much. Some consumerists? Oh, this one can be reformed. Wait a minute. Just for the record, right? This one is really easy to reform. I mean, look at this. It's so close. But why would you reform it? I'm going to check out off camera if they have... You know what, let's just do it right now. Play 2106586. I want to take a look at your religion, my friend. Are there special reformation options in this mod? No, none of these are... Oh, leopard saints. The religious head can decide upon dead ancestors to give special status, enables eldership, succession law. This religion can intermarry with its neighboring faiths. Great holy wars are allowed. Discourages missionary work, base moral authority low. Why can't I select this? Ancestor veneration. None of these must be true. What do you mean? But it doesn't have the feature ancestor veneration. Wait, do I actually... Am I the only one confused by that? It doesn't have that. It's right here. I don't... Does it all... Wait, did they bug that out? No, they didn't. I thought it might already be in the base features, but it isn't. Pyramid creation, I guess. Very strange. Very strange, because that straight up means that I can't go on to do anything about that. Let's do peaceful, I guess. Now we have ancestor veneration on. And that suddenly... Was that meant to work that way? Alright, I don't know, but this is interesting, but not super cool, I will tell you. One way or another, thank you so much for watching this series. It's nice to just have it done, you know, to have a playthrough under my belt as restoring California. I will see you either in the Elder Kings or in After the End in the next episode of a new series tomorrow. Later, alligator.